So back when in Colorado, when it was called the Mile High State, before it was the Get High State, I was stationed there in the military about 1995, and I was there with a purpose. I was listening to my gut. I know you're supposed to use your brain, but whatever, I've got a gut. And I followed it there because I wanted to be a part of the All Air Force wrestling team. Now in the Air Force, in the All Air Force sport, what it is that that's your job. You apply for it and you get in, and then that's what you do. You don't go do your regular thing. And if you're really good, if you're like ranked like in the Olympics or the nation or the world, they have the world-class athlete program, which means you do that straight for 2 years. Since you don't look like you've heard of me, I think it understands that I didn't make it. But back then, my gut was telling me I had a chance, that I had potential. And my wrestling coach, he looked at me and he said, "You have potential. Matter of fact, I think you have so much potential, but the season hasn't started yet. I tell you what, you're in Colorado Springs right now. Drive to Texas. There's a tournament there I want you to participate in. Matter of fact, there are 2 other new wrestlers. Take them with you." But how am I going to get there? No problem. I had just bought a brand new 1995 Geo Metro. It sounds like you've heard of it. If you haven't, imagine like a regular sized car and then cut it in half. And my car was like the front half. Now I was in my 20s, so I wanted something that was cool and sexy, so I got the hatchback. That way I could tell women I had a sporty 2-seater, 2-door car, right? And then I got a fire engine red. That was a bit of foretelling about what I was going to do in the future, right? And they had 13-inch wheels. What am I going to do with that? I got rid of that, and I upgraded to 14-inch chrome wheels. All of that is being transported by this whopping 3-cylinder engine that goes ling, 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 ling. I'm ready for a road trip. The only thing newer than my car is my driver's license. Apparently, you don't have to have a driver's license to buy a car. Who knew? So I got the car, I scooped up, so keep track with me now, 3 grown-sized men in a not-so-grown-sized car. And we're driving to Texas. And this time frame, it's about, what was it about? Somewhere near the end of winter, beginning of spring, so the weather is kind of back and forth, kind of like it is here all the time, where it's just kind of, you don't know what to expect. And when we started off that day, it was a nice, gorgeous day, it was sunny, and we were rolling. We were getting it. But then by the time we got to across the Texas border, it was nighttime, and now it's raining. It's a steady rain, so it's not bad, but it is raining. And even though I'm a little nervous, my gut tells me this is the trip for you. Keep following your gut, keep going. And so I do. Weird thing happens. I'm looking at the rain, and it starts to bounce off the ground. Never saw that before. Looking back now, I now understand that's freezing rain. That also helped explain why the ground always looks so wet, because that wasn't water. That was black ice. And I still didn't really understand that. All I understood that as I'm driving, there's a tractor trailer down there, and I see the brake lights come on, and I see it fishtail. And I was like, uh-oh. So I slammed on my brakes. And we began to fishtail. And then we stopped fishtailing because we started spinning around and around and around. And I closed my eyes, and I found myself more religious than I had been since the last time my mama had whipped me. I was, oh, Lord, 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 just... And then we stop. I look around, and we're all okay. We're scared. We all need new underwear, but we are all okay. Well, I mean, oddly enough, my stomach, my gut that had been so trusty up to this point, now it's got pins and needles in it. It's hurting. I didn't hit it or anything, so I don't get it. But it's bad enough that one of the other guys take over, and so we drive, and I lay back and I recline, and it is not getting any better. It is still just, and I'm doubled over. Luckily, being in the military means free health care no matter where you go. And so we just found a ER place. It's somewhere in like Lubbock, Texas or something like that. We go in there out of the dark of night into this bright room, and I'm doubled over, and my friends are like, I call them friends, but it's like, we just met the dude. I don't know what's wrong. So I go in, and now I'm in the private room, but I look around, it doesn't seem like a patient room. It's like I don't know, something like a scientific sci-fi movie where something's going to come out of me. I'm like, what, do they know something that I don't know? But now I'm thinking, I want to be a wrestler. Wrestlers are tough and strong, and here I am. I got a tummy ache. This is what's keeping me back. Maybe this wrestling thing isn't for me like I thought. Maybe this is what the message that my stomach is trying to give to me, my gut feeling. And so I'm writhing in pain, and I'm trying to get comfortable, and then at one point I raise my right leg like this, and I want to tell you that I passed gas. I fought it. Oh my God. There was this sudden shock, a sonic boom. This just went out. And I shook, and the bed shook, and the wall shook, and all shook. And I was mortified, I was scared, and I felt a little better. I wonder if I lift my other leg. And it is just me. Let's see oh, there it is. The second boom. And as luck would have it, just as I'm petering out, as you will, the doctor walks in. Because that's what's always happened. You're trying to have a personal moment. And someone was, hey, how are you doing? And so in walks the doctor, and hanging my head in shame to tell him what happened. He's like, oh yeah, that happens sometime. Here's some pills and you'll be all right. I'm in an ER room because I have gas. I am really rethinking my whole wrestling thing, but we've come too far, so we might as well drive to the tournament. So we get there, and the tournament got canceled. There were some people there, but apparently, with an ice storm coming, other people didn't want to travel. They thought it might not be safe. I carry on, and I go on to make the team. And like I said, I didn't win the Olympics or even make a national team, but I pressed on. I continued on, and what I made is friends and mentors and relationships. And what I got was this understanding of what it is to press through even though things aren't quite going your way. I tell you what, if I had to tell any of you, if I had to do it all over again, I would tell you, continue to follow your gut. Just take a gas pill before you do it. Thank you.